Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Betway's Way to the Win. We're talking about racing on Tuesday. We're at Hollywood Beds Gravel. We're on the poly track. 8 races to get through. There look like a couple of nice horses running today. Len's got a few lined up for us that we're going to talk about. And we'll start up in the first, which is naturally the first leg of the bipot. And there's lots of chat about number 5, Bombardier Boy, who is priced up at 9 to 20, so 5 to 10 or thereabouts to win the opener. And I would imagine, Len, a hard horse to beat from a bipot perspective in any event, that you'll be bankering this in the play.
Good morning, Clyde. Yes, certainly. Bombardier Boy ran an absolute cracker first time. He only found the unraced horse of Tony Riverland's Cowboy Country a bit too good for him, who also looks pretty decent. So, and the field he's bumping here is not of the greatest caliber. So, even though he's running on the poly for the first time, I expect him to win and to win comfortably.
Okay, well, that's our start of the day. We'll be using Bombardier in terms of the bipot and your start of your Altacoms that you guys are taking today. I know Len likes a couple later on, as you can see, in the bipot there as well. And in the pick six, he's got a few bankers too. So let's get the bipots underway. Okay, time to move on to race number 2 now. And this second race on the card is run over 1,200. It is, of course, an open maiden, so make a note of that. And this morning's market has got number 8 on the card, Ovation Star, who is priced up at 8 to 10 to win it. Ovation Star is a first-timer from the Matt Cox stable. Callan Murray's riding it for Hollywood Racing. The comment from the trainers shows good work at home, will need the run. So that's quite interesting. The market, though, still got it quite short on Monday. I'm sure things will change come race time. 3, Carlibana, 4 to 1. Number 7 on the card, Time in Paris, 6 to 1. 10s and bet to the others. So still going to need the run by the sounds of things, Len.
Clyde, this is a really weak maiden field. So despite the stable comments about Ovation Star probably being in need of the run, if she's got any ability, then I feel that she'll be better than the opposition that she meets here. So I'm still pretty strong with her, knowing nothing. But I have covered her with the 7, Time in Paris, who's shown her best form on the poly track, and I think she'll be in the money. Others that the punters can consider for maybe trifectas, etc., is the Scarlet Cat, 3, Cali Bawana, and the 9 horse D-Day.
Okay, well, it's place accumulators on screen at the moment. And you'll notice now, costs 54 Rand, that place accumulator. And you've heard the talk about the first timer, Len saying the field is very moderate. On to the third race we go. This is a 14. It's an open maiden. Should run at about 20 to 2. And we'll have a look at the market in a moment. I do know that Cicerando, the form lines worked out particularly well. The Boardwalk Breeze has produced Royal Sword. The second horse came out to win. And Stewie Ferry's horse, Master Silvano, was third that day. That came out and won again straight after that. And the Caname horse, now Cicerando, was fourth on that occasion. So that form line is holding up pretty well. The market's got them as follows on Monday. 3, Cephos, 17 to 10 joint with number 12, Cicerando. The two of them dominating the market. And they bet 5 to 1 bar those two. Your side, Len, which of the two you going?
Clyde, I agree with you. Cicerando, there's been 2 winners out of that form line, so the form looks pretty. He will definitely appreciate the extra trip here as well. So a big runner. Only negative is that he's drawn out a bit wide. The other 2 runners that appeal to me are Zephos, who's run his best. His last 2 have been on the poly, and where he's beaten just over a length on both occasions. So he should run well. Only slight negative is that he's going a little bit further, and he's a front runner. So that 1400, I'm not sure if it's going to catch him out. And then the other one is Toucan Tango, who's done his best on this over this trip. So I would include all three in the perms.
Okay, there's a look at your perm now on screen. We're going 3, 5, and 12. We have got two bankers. Banker the 7 in the next leg, and we're bankering the 1 right at the back. Time now to have a look at race number 4 on the card. It's a maiden class field over the 18 on the poly. And in this race, Rejuvenate. Len will tell us a little bit more about it, but it comes from the Scarlet Heart form line that if Paul Matchett is taking her to the races. Philisandi is riding particularly well, Philisandi and Crowley, and that is the one to beat. The market's got this horse priced up at 5-2, but joint with number 3, Fine Wine for Garth Puller's stable. That's also priced up at 5-2. And then after that, you can get number 4, Red Lhasa at 33-10. They bet 7-1, bar those three. Tell us a bit about Rejuvenate, Len.
Yes, Clyde, the Highveld visitor, Rejuvenate. She ran a good race at her first attempt on the poly track. That was back in June. And I feel she's going to be very hard to beat here. I feel that she's run with quite a bit stronger than she meets here. And the extra distance is going to suit her. So I feel confident that she'll get it right on Tuesday. Red Lhasa and Fine Wine, they look to be the immediate dangers. But as I say, I'm strong with Rejuvenate.
Okay, well, that's our banker. We've got a banker in the pick 6. We'll be bankering that in the jackpot. Let's hope the daughter of Patala Palace can bring home the money. Time now to have a look at our next race, race 5. Middle stakes. They're going over the 1600 meters. Should run at about 10-3. And on Monday morning, Betway had as number 6 Mocha Blend favourite 15-10. 2 Dawn Till Dusk 33-10. 7 The Shepherd 7-2. 3 Turpits 8-1 with a 4 Inquele 8-1. And you can get 10-1 and better about the balance. There are a few in here, I guess, Lenny, that can win.
Clyde, the 7 horse, the Shepherd, he's coming back to his best, and I'm expecting a big run from him. He's only run once on the poly before, and he won. Then you've got the class filly Mocha Blend. She's returning from a rest, and if she's fit and well, then obviously she's going to be the biggest danger. And then my third choice is Rollo the Viking, who comes in with a very light weight, and he could prove troublesome to those two that I've mentioned. But I'm going to go with those three. Those are the three main players as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, we've also just come through now, Lenny, just so that you know anyway, whilst we're recording, they've scratched number 12, Officer in Command. Not that it's in the play anyway, but just for a notification for our viewers out there. There's the second jackpot that we're lining up for you. We're going to be shouting home as in everything else. The one at the back, United Nation. Time now to have a look at race number 6. This is a class 5. They're going over the 1400 meters in this race. And there are a couple of horses that certainly catch the eye. A horse like Chapoli, for example, a good effort from her last time out, only going down a half a length. Callan Murray is riding at the top of his game, and he gets the ride on her again. She's priced up 7-2. But the one to beat is number 1, Mountains of the Moon. That is the current favourite, Robbie Hill, Tristan Godden. She's been in pretty good form of late, a runner-up in her last 2 starts, and she is favourite at the moment at 28-10. 3, Mrs. Glitter Sparkles is trading at 7-2, and number 6, Princess Goldie, 5-1. The other one worth mentioning, number 5, On Board. Monday morning they had her 11-2. It's 12-1 and better the balance. Which one, Len?
Clyde, Mountains of the Moon is finally starting to regain her best form, and I feel she could go close here. However, in saying that, she hasn't won a race in over 2 years. So although she's my first selection, I can't say I'm giving you it's with any confidence. As you touched on, Skipoli, that ran a much improved race last time, but the previous run over the poly wasn't that great. So, past Mountains of the Moon, it becomes a wide open event, and I've put in the top six in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I've included in the exotics.
Yeah, it does look like that. At the moment, Mountain of the Moon is quite reliable, and Len's going to use her in the trifecta as a floating banker with those horses in this trifecta. Time now to have a look at the Class 4 that's about to run. It's over the 1200. Gravel Polly, obviously, round the turn. Yeah, I'm not so sure I like the look of the race. There are a few in here that can win, perhaps a field sort of race, but Len can give us a bit more information on it. 4 Illida Orange is top of the board. She's the 3-1 favourite. 2 Fascination 5-1. 8 Kwekwazi's at 5-1. Number 5 Gorgeous Cape 6-1. There are a whole lot of others at that price. The 6 School Policy the same. 7 Icy Lancaster 6-1. 1 Emerald Green 7-1. And then your outsiders like Purple Flower, Blowing in the Wind, and Are You Sure? Probably not out of it. It's quite a tricky race, Len.
Clyde, since racing on the Poly, Ella de Orange, she's absolutely thriving. So she's definitely the one they have to beat. If you look past her, to me, it's a field race. So as you can see by the perms, I've gone field in the jackpots and pick sixes in this race. But by all means, if the punters want to cut down and look for another banker, I would say that Ella de Orange could follow up on her last win. And yeah, she's definitely the first choice, but past her, it becomes very open.
Okay, so we, as you know now, exotics, we've got the field. We are, however, in a trifecta. We'll be taking our chances with Illida Orange is priced up as the favourite. Glenn's going banker 4 for first, and then field for second, field for third. So let's hope the Com Naidu runner can keep up the good form. And now to the last race on the card, race number 8, as we talk about final leg of the Pick 6 and PA at Class 5. It's over 1,000 metres, so over before you know it. Should run at about 22. And the favourite, number 1, United Nation, shortened to 17 to 20 adjusted market. They've taken out Averni Princess, not running. So in this race, make a note of that. I've got them scratched as follows in the last race. Scratch the 8 and scratch the 13, and the market has been adjusted. United Nation, hard to beat, Len.
Lad, this horse, United Nation, he's an out-and-out poly specialist. And I mean, the manner in which he destroyed his opposition in both of his wins on the poly track, I mean, I suggest that he's going to do it again. You know, I remember when he won his maiden with Richard Free, it was the same story. I mean, as the gates opened, he was out like a dirty shirt and off and home and dry, you know, and he did the same thing the other day. So I really think he's going to be very hard to beat.
It looks to me like with the scratchings of Ernie Princess and Victor Rail, that we're going to get those reserve runners in at the back, Len, as well, aren't we?
Yes, T-Rex comes into it, Clyde.
Okay.
Yeah.
So T-Rex goes into the play, got pretty solid form, but we're all in the camp of number 1, United Nation. Adjusted market, Monday morning now, 17 to 20. Thanks for watching Betway's Waited to Win, everybody. Chat again when we go racing on Wednesday.